that a lot of times because of the power dynamics and because of the fear that people will know about it, they are going to talk about me, etc., etc. We don't go forward and we don't make a complaint. However, there's ample protection provided for under the law. For example, it provides for confidentiality. So when you make a complaint, the organization is duty bound to not let your identity go out, or to not reveal your identity. And if they do, then there is a penal consequences even for the organization, right? So it is in everybody's interest to keep it entirely confidential. So that is something that we really need to know about, because it's not as if it's going to be publicized, etc. One thing I want to highlight here, DU, years ago, when there was a lot of debate and discussion around dragging, they started this policy that every student who takes admission in DU has to give an affidavit saying that I'm not going to indulge in anti-ragging. But we are yet to see the university, have the same provision and asking the students to give an affidavit saying that I'm not going to indulge in sexual harassment. And it's about time that we move on to that and start with that. I think Me Too movement has been, it was much needed, and we needed it for a really, really long time. And thanks to that movement, like more and more
Hello.
people are now at least having this conversation around this issue. Secondly, so far as strength in numbers is concerned, yes, for public perception, it gives you validation that you're not the only one, because more often than not, the men who indulge in this kind of behavior have a good public image. And I don't want to take any names, but the people who've been called out in the Me Too movement, some of them did very family oriented serials and movies, and they had really good public image. So of course it makes it more believable for the public. But so far as legal standards are concerned, to prove the offense, etc., I don't think those change in any manner. The process still remains the same.
So, to that, I would add that why was the Me Too movement important? Because it created a platform or a space for people to voice out their concerns about sexual harassment. And who were the people who voiced it out also? They were people who had faced sexual harassment but did not have a forum to go to when they had faced sexual harassment. So, a lot of people called out saying that, why are you talking about it now? And they were talking about it now because they didn't get a chance to talk about it then. Doesn't mean that it's a fake case, doesn't mean that they've not faced it. And we have to understand, and we've been talking about it, it always came from a power equation. If we have to look at MJ Akbar's case, for example, it was about power equation because he was in the position of an editor. Even after during the Me Too, when the case was filed, he had 97 lawyers representing him. Now that's creating an intimidation. It's up to the court how they interpret it, and how they broaden the perspective to look at processes being followed. And at that time there was Vishaka guideline, but Vishaka guideline was not taken seriously until this law came. And so there's a huge gap between Vishaka guideline and the law coming. So till then, what happens? And these are mostly cases coming from that time when there was no law and Vishaka guideline was not really followed in letter or spirit. Also, we have to understand that Me Too movement was quite in the urban, sector. Or I would say it was more on the social media, but people who did not have access to any of it, or people from the rural areas, or people from the unorganized sector, were not part of this Me Too movement. So some of them also looked at the whole Me Too movement as a platform to raise their voice without filing a case, because they didn't want to go into the legal battle, but they wanted to say that, yes, I suffered. It was a kind of a solidarity to say that, okay, you're not the only one, I also suffered. And I think that is where the numbers mattered. And it also came from being vulnerable in that position. It could be as a woman, or it could be, like I said, as a homosexual, or it could be at so many, that imbalance in the power equation was something that led to the Me Too movement. And I've written 5 articles for Mumbai Mirror during the whole Me Too movement that was happening. And that was later published in Bangalore Mirror and Pune Mirror. I will share the links with you, Rashi, if you want to share that with
Yes, yes,
the
definitely.
audience. Definitely.
Yeah.
I was also talking about this on a lot of TV channels when they invited me as a panelist, and that was important. That discussion was definitely important.
I think I completely agree with what you said about the fact that there was a lot of solidarity, and there was a lot of this feeling of unity, but it was one limited to social media, and not just in terms of privilege but also in terms of actual cases like that were filed. And the truth of the matter is that even today, so many, like probably more than half of the cases of sexual harassment go unreported. And so perhaps we should focus more on using the Me Too movement to actually not just express solidarity, which is very important. Of course, educating men and making women's voices heard in the mainstream about sexual harassment, but most importantly, to actually take action and to make the system more robust and more and make it more. I don't know how to else to say this, but to normalize the lodging of a case, and to not treat it as the end of the world, but just as a part of an education, as part of society or something. In fact, I was reading an article where I think they said something very good, which is a lot of companies have come forward revealing the number of cases of sexual harassment that have been filed in the company, which is a good sign of, a functioning ICC, transparency, not like shame around this topic, whereas a lot of other big companies that I will not name actually are reporting no cases. And this no case is actually a chilling silence, which reveals that maybe they don't want to address this, and there might be more cases there than in a company that actually addresses them.
Yes.
So